Hi, so I am going to do a little bit of a polar dip. I'm going to do it in my sink, and I do it in my sink all the time because I don't have air conditioning. I can't afford it, and I'm okay with that. I like to open my window at night when I sleep anyhow. But I did want to tell you some things that I pulled up online about polar dipping. Now, I thought that polar dipping would help with stem cell regeneration and to encourage the stem cells to multiply, right? To regenerate quicker. But so I read it into the internet, and this is what I found out. No, it doesn't necessarily regenerate your stem cells. However, there is some things it does do. So I'm going to read it to you. So AI overview, it says, polar dipping, cold water immersion does not directly regenerate stem cells, not directly. However, scientific evidence indicates that it forces your body to adapt by boosting autophagy, cellular recycling, okay, and increases the production of brown fat cells. Okay, so while a cold plunge won't trigger a flood of new stem cells, it does trigger specific cellular responses. Okay, one, cellular tune-up. So research shows that repeated exposure to cold water helps your cells to clear out and to recycle damaged parts, making your microscopic machinery more resilient to stress. I do this all the time, because they don't have air conditioning. Okay. Okay, and also, number two, brown fat conversion, okay? Cold therapy forces stem cells to create metabolically active brown fat, which burns energy of white fat. That's a good thing. Okay, three, muscle considerations. Interestingly, if you are using polar plunges for muscle growth, the activation of satellite cells, which is a type of stem cell. A satellite cell is a type of stem cell, okay? And that is responsible for muscle repair after heavy lifting. So it even helps to build your muscle. Okay, it works for me. It worked for me. Okay, so you can literally work with what your body has, in order to heal your body. And that's what I'm talking about. This cold water immersion and the polar dips that everybody does, I don't think I'll be jumping into the lake or the Arctic Ocean or whatever anytime soon, but this works because my water has a tendency to get very, very cold. Okay, and my head's like a thermometer. So I'm going to put my head under the cold water. I'm going to let the water run on it, the cold water run on it, I'm going to try 60 seconds. I could count it, but I'm going to use the bell because it kind of gives me a little bit of reinforcement. So I'm going to set this if I can. I'm not really sure how to do it, but I'm going to set it for 60 seconds. I'm going to immerse my head under the running cold water and then just wrap a towel around. Oh, I did it. I did it. So I did 60 seconds under the tap, the cold water tap. So how based, and it has a tendency to run. Anyhow, 60 seconds. So I kickstarted that autophagy in my body, right? So I'm going to post a link down below for all the information that I found out. If you want to research it, I do this every morning, every single morning. Now, I don't wash my hair every day. I don't. I wash it maybe sometimes twice a week, but very seldom once a week. But when I take a shower, it's a cold shower. I'll take the warm shower first, and then I literally stand underneath the cold shower for, like I said, a count of 60, right? So I do that all through the day, every so often. Usually, lately, it's been like every hour I shove my head under the tap. And then I just let the curls go with me. I don't bother blow drying my hair. I don't use a curling iron on my hair or a straightener. I used to, and I still have them under the bathroom sink, but I don't utilize them. I don't need to. I don't need to. I don't care. This is me in all my glory. I'm going to be 66 years old, and you know what? I'm perfectly content with what it looks like. I just don't care. I don't care. Anyway, I might have to do this again in another hour because it is hot in my apartment. I've got the blinds drawn. I got most of the lights off except for this one. And I keep everything cool, and I usually keep my sink full of cold water. And then when my body starts to feel hot, I will literally come in and I will douse myself. I will literally like lean right into the sink and right up to my arm, like my arm is just completely covered in cold water. And I'm okay with that. And it works, and it brings my temperature down. So you know what? You do what you gotta do. I will see you on the next video. The good Lord be willing. Bye.